Thank you to Moon for sponsoring today's video. Wind, freezing mountains, insane views, hot deserts, some cows, more wind. Every so often on the road, I have these weeks that test my determination, weeks where I find myself questioning my decision-making skills, weeks where I find myself losing my marbles. This was one of those weeks, but as I've also found on the road, along with the low lows come the high highs, and while there were certainly plenty of those to go around, in the end, after a week of running around the mountains and the deserts of southeast Utah, I wound up leaving the state altogether, heading towards a part of the country I haven't been to in years. You know what? It's not such a bad idea. Except it is, because then I have to come back this way. I really don't mean to open up every video so confused about where I'm heading, but believe it or not, when you live in a van and you can go anywhere, sometimes you get decision paralysis. We are currently in Moab. We drove to Moab this morning from the place that we were at, and I'm trying to figure out what to do because it's a zoo. There are so many people everywhere, and it is very overwhelming. It'll be fine so long as I can find myself a place to park tonight without people around, because if I have to park nearby a bunch of people, I think I'm gonna lose it. Interesting. What if I just... So I found a campsite that might work. It's 40 miles east of Moab, 40 minutes in the wrong direction. There's only one review of this place. I have a feeling that this will either end up being a brilliant idea or it will flop and I will have driven 40 minutes in the wrong direction just to find that even this place is busy. And to be honest, if this place is busy, I might just say screw it and I might go into Colorado because I can't do people right now, so. I'm somewhere that I actually need a puffer jacket, can you believe it? I can't. Ready? One. My expectations for this campsite were so low. The review that I'd found had no pictures listed and the description was pretty much useless. Basically, the only hope that I had driving here was that I might be able to find myself somewhat alone with okay cell service. Turns out the cell service was the fastest I'd seen in weeks, and well, the views weren't all that bad either. Oh my god. Dude, I was so stressed out like 2 hours ago. This is the first time that I've ever gone out on a limb and just followed some coordinates without knowing where they were gonna lead. And I'm just so used to seeing these gorgeous places overrun by van lifers. And there's beauty in that too, that you get to share it with so many people and that so many people get to have access to these free lands, but it's just such a different feeling to experience something that I didn't see pictures before I got here. I didn't expect anything. I just feel like the luckiest girl in the world right now. And these feelings come and go, and I wish that they would stay for a little bit longer than they do, but while this feeling of just pure, like, shock is here, I think I'm just gonna let myself sit in it and marvel at the life that I've somehow managed to create for myself. I reached out to all my friends last night and I kind of touched base with everybody, getting a general idea of the plans that are gonna happen, and it's just, I woke up this morning feeling so grateful and excited. I mean, this place is gorgeous, and also the next few months are going to be pretty solid months, I think. I'm not positive. Obviously that could change, but anyways, I'm not gonna film anymore because I gotta go work. So, see ya later, alligator. Where are you going? Before we get any farther, I'd like to say a big thank you to Moon for sponsoring today's video. I first heard about the Moonshade awnings, it must have been back in 2019 or 2020, and ever since I've wanted to get my hands on one. So when they reached out a few weeks ago wanting to sponsor a video, I knew immediately that I wanted to work with them. Because of the way I installed my solar panels, a roof rack has always been pretty much out of the picture for us, and since most awnings attach to racks, I basically discounted ever having an awning. But the Moonshade is one of the few awning options for those of us who do not have racks. Setting up the awning only took about 12 minutes to set up the first time, and yes, I messed up a few times in those 12 minutes, but every time since it's only taken me about 5 minutes to set up. I truly don't know why I didn't buy one of these 2 years ago. It would have made my first 2 summers on the road so much more comfortable, especially when I was traveling with 2 humans and 2 dogs in this small space. The whole awning packs up to the size of a yoga mat, and when set up it basically doubles your living space, and well, you guys know I've always wished I had more living space. Anyways, if you guys want to check out these awnings, I'll go ahead and leave a link in my description.
Time keeps on slipping like sand through my hands. I honestly can't believe I'm as old as I am. The moon keeps on pulling the tides of this water, but who would have thought we'd have a blue-eyed daughter? Oh, blue-eyed daughter. The footsteps behind us keep washing away. The shape of the shoreline seems addicted to change. A blink of an eye, another decade flies by. Isn't it a wonder that we're even alive?
Oh, my hand has a brain freeze. Is that possible? A hand having a brain freeze? I've been in Moab now for a little bit over a week. It's Wednesday, I got here last Tuesday. It's like 3 o'clock, 3:30, and I've been trying to edit all day and it hasn't been working, and by it I mean my brain. Last week I had a conversation with my therapist and it ended in me realizing that I think I need to get out of my head more. I find myself really stuck in my own head and in my own trains of thoughts and stuff, and that's what makes me really anxious. And so I've been stuck in my own head now for like a week. I'm starting to feel broken, so literally like 10 minutes ago I decided, get up, clean the van, drive into town, and go do something.
But February made me shiver with every paper I delivered.
I just realized that my temperature thermometer says 45 degrees. It's actually we were in a snowstorm like 3 weeks ago, and I promised myself and I promised Finn that that was going to be our last snowstorm. But yesterday, up in these mountains, it snowed. I contemplated leaving, but I didn't. I was being stubborn and I didn't want to like drive, but I think I should have left. And that's why I'm making myself leave today, because I need to be comfortable. I totally thought that I was on my way to Arches National Park for sunset, but instead I found that what I needed was a few hours of chores and a few hours with friends. I went to the grocery store, took a shower, hung out with a friend, and ended up watching sunset from the road before ending up on yet another dirt road. My life really just feels like one dirt road after another right now, and I kind of love it.
Cold wind blowing through the walls.
I Google Maps myself to Willow Springs Road, which is like, if you know Moab van life, you know that that place is crowded. I accidentally passed it on the way here, and I ended up just taking a turn onto some random dirt road. And now I am no longer in van life country, I am in trailer country. And I feel like a sore thumb because I'm like the only van here. But I like it here a lot better than Willow Springs. Also, I'm stoked because this is the first time in like 2 or 3 weeks where my van is like this instead of this, which means that I can actually put my head on the side that it's supposed to go. So, it's the little things. Okay. Hello. If I seem out of sorts, that's because I am. My ear's ringing. Basically, we need to GTFO. I was just sitting at my desk journaling about what was happening, and I found myself saying like, what am I doing? Why am I here? Did I forget that my home has wheels? And not only does my house have wheels, but I also have to be in South Dakota in a week. Anyways, long story short, I'm gonna start driving today to South Dakota because I need a reprieve from this 89-degree weather. I need some air conditioning, and this is the only way that I can do it.
High above the mountains, far across the sea, carving out a canyon, destroy.
On this first day of driving, I managed to make it all the way to a KOA in Glenwood Springs. I was craving familiarity, a shower, unlimited water, and so I landed here at a KOA next to a river. The minute I opened my door, I knew that I'd made a good call. The air was breezy, but not too windy. There was that smell of warm rain in the air that made me so damn nostalgic for my first summer on the road in Montana 2 years ago, and of course, this river. One of these years, maybe I'll finally get around to exploring Colorado in depth, but for now, I really don't mind driving through it on my way to everywhere else, using it as a reminder of all the places I've yet to see. Is everything ready, Vinny? Let's go. And now begins the drive to South Dakota. And by golly, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I'm excited. Are you ready to drive 9 hours? Will you be a good road trip buddy? Press record. Wow. You okay? Let's go. Ow! I have an ingrown toenail and it really hurts. Why is this making a noise?